He scared me. What was that? A sneeze? All right. Don't press the button. So we're live.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, guys. So it's Sunday, so we're just going to bullshit.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You're up for that?
I'm up for it.
Because I have questions and I'm sure you have answers.
Oh, have I got some answers?
So, guys, this is my friend, brother, Bill Jividan Jr.
Hello.
And he, how long has it been? 20.
About 20. I'm guessing maybe I narrowed it down to like about 2005. You had come back from New Jersey to Tina's.
Oh, yeah, but then before that, so it's probably like 23 years that we known each other.
Yeah.
And somehow we worked together at the grooming shop.
Just by chance.
Just by chance, yeah.
That's
and
how
then
we met.
and
And it was downhill from there. Well, uphill too.
no, not downhill, I wouldn't say. But then this motherfucker right here is responsible for me competing.
Absolutely.
Actually.
That was 2006.
Yes. And when somebody asked me, well, how did you start competing? Well, that's the reason right there. Yeah. So
And then I backed out of it with you.
you never showed up
This
in
is
that
true.
ring. It is true.
It's true.
But then it turned out that it was a good reason for that. Your grandma died.
Yes.
So, but I didn't know that at the time.
We didn't know. I didn't know until I
Yeah.
was driving.
Yeah.
And then, anyhow, but that was Fun in the Sun,
Fun in the Sun Poodle class.
2006.
Yep. So yeah, and then the rest is history,
That was 18
obviously.
years ago. Can you believe that?
No,
18
actually.
years ago.
Actually, no. But yeah, but then Bill competed a little bit. But the bottom line is that Bill has, 35 years of pet stylist experience?
I went to Nash Academy. I graduated in 1992.
Yeah,
So it's been a minute.
it's been a minute. Yeah. So
And I'm still doing it.
you're still doing it
Just
once a week,
One day a week.
which is perfect, I think.
It works out great because I have my same clients for over 20 years, and I've watched them be pregnant, and then they had the kids. Now they're all in college. Now I feel really old.
Yeah, I try not to even go back and remember, oh, what year was that?
Right.
That is, no, not a good idea.
Now, Wendy Comfort,
Yes.
she brought in the dog. Now the dog's 16.
Oh,
And
God.
One of the poodles. God. And she was my
Don't
client.
say that. Don't even say
Yeah.
that. I don't want to feel that at all. So, guys, we're going to talk and go back and some very useful questions for you guys. So please ask questions. We're here to talk to you as well.
Sure.
So it's a Sunday.
It's Sunday, fun day.
Sunday fun day. Well, it's really hot here. I don't want to have any fun outside.
98.
So this is the best fun ever inside of the
inside.
studio.
Exactly.
So, okay. Fun fact. Bill and Michael Lamb have been together, 30 some odd years?
Almost
Are
30.
Some of the top miniature poodle breeders in the country, maybe in the world, I would say, probably, most likely. Because I go overseas and everywhere I go, there's something that goes back to Cayera.
Well, I did send a lot of. We did
Right.
have dogs in Japan. We had dogs in Spain.
Yeah, in Spain, I
Italy.
personally know a dog that goes back to you, a miniature poodle, and they've been very successful. And I'm grateful forever for you guys letting me co-breed with you and, be associated with Cayera and
And we love it too.
groom, thank you, and groom your
we're a team.
dogs. We are a team, absolutely.
I
So,
hold down the fort mostly while you guys are off at the dog shows.
exactly. Well, each one of us has our own
Piece of the-
role, yes, in Cayera.
It takes a village.
It does take a village for anything we do. Nobody could do anything successful by themselves. That's just not
agree.
possible. So yes, we are a part of Kyera Miniature Poodles. We have one right here
Oh yeah.
because
It's adorable.
Groomhouse now has a Kyera poodle.
We're
Name is
thrilled.
Oh, and he knows we're talking about. He's trying to come here. Finn, come here. Finn,
Then,
Finn.
hi, buddy. Yes, you see your daddy. I know. You're so cute.
Yeah.
6 months of cuteness.
6 months and many more years. So, I mean, well-bred poodle is a pleasure, a joy, and the fun. Right, Tone?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've been doing that for a few years. But what I want to go back to is your journey on Groomer Has It.
Oh boy.
So Bill was on season 2, correct?
Yes, season 2.
So Jonathan David was season
Season
1, and you were season 2.
Correct.
And Lisa Leedy was
With me.
with you on season 2.
Yes.
And who was in season 1? Just Jonathan, right? That
And
is like
Jorge.
famous. Oh, Jorge Bendersky.
Yes.
He became famous after the show.
Correct.
Yeah. And so I just want to ask you, because it's been years. I
15
understand.
years.
Yes, I understand that. But I don't think I've ever asked you the details of what was going on in there.
Behind
'Cause
the scenes?
Behind the scenes. I was like, I remember we were watching episodes, right?
Right.
When it came out.
Every Saturday.
Yes.
9 o'clock.
We were all at the house watching the episodes, but
And I couldn't tell you guys what was going on.
exactly. It was killing me then that it was like, what, millions of dollars in like lawsuits?
Oh yeah.
If you
I
were-
signed like this much paperwork just to go on the show, and then you had to meet with attorneys. Mm-hmm. So it all started at Hotel Week. So you're each in your own room. You don't have any interaction with any of the other contestants. I think there were 12 of us, and I think there were like 17 people that went to get the final.
Oh, so, okay.
To get the final.
Sounds like a prison.
Oh, it was
Ew.
total prison. They took your laptop away. They took your cell phones away. You like had not. Well, during Hotel Week you could keep your phone, but once you got to on
Filming?
the set and
Yeah.
filming, no phones. No, you couldn't read a newspaper. You couldn't talk about current events.
That
because they
is
did-
really,
Yeah, and it was in the middle of the election for Obama,
oh God,
and they would not.
let
You
you.
couldn't say anything about that because they didn't want it to be dated because they didn't know when it was going to be released.
Oh, and it was a major network. What was it? Animal
Animal
Planet.
Planet.
Yeah.
Discovery, Animal
Discovery,
Planet.
Animal Planet. Yep. That's understandable.
So then they, at Hotel Week, they actually sent you in to talk to a psychiatrist to see if you could handle it. And so you go in and you talk to the psychiatrist. I'm reading the thing and the questionnaire, and they're like, what do you attribute your weight loss to? And I'm like, what are they talking about? They had given us the questionnaire for Biggest Loser.
Oh, was
And
it a
it's-
mistake?
It was a total mistake. So I didn't answer any of the questions, but everyone else did. I'm like, I didn't
lose any weight.
And so the psychiatrist thought that was very funny. He's like, I think you got this. Yeah. And then you had to do different like little interviews, and they would throw just to see if you could.
Right. But that's when you already got there. Let's
That-
tell him the story on how you got on the show
Oh, this is adorable.
initially. So they were trying to get me on the show, and I said, absolutely not.
right. And that was my first competition in Hershey.
In Hershey.
We flew,
And the producer,
was on our flight. The two casting directors were on our flight.
and I said, hey, I got somebody for you. And we're at the
Carousel,
carousel.
getting our bags.
And I'm like, this one right here. And that's how we got on the show.
And
At
yeah,
the airport.
At the airport, those girls had been on an overnight flight. They were tired.
Yeah.
But they're like, wait, you're a groomer? Well, they were confused because I was a little dressed up because I work for an airline and I was
Yes,
flying for
yes.
free.
Yes.
And I had to dress for that particular airline. You had to make sure you looked at least business attire.
No, of course. Yeah. I
And-
know how I fly when you get me a buddy pass.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to dress up and put my makeup on.
A little bit. You're not carried away
Yeah, I can't go like I usually go.
No.
No. Okay.
because you're representing me
Yes, of course.
and I'd kill you. So then there was this long line in the hotel. And all of a sudden, these girls, they came and got me, and they put me in front of everybody. It was like kind of weird because there's like hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in, and you had to do like an initial interview.
Yep.
And they just put you in front of like kind of like this
That was all
Set up.
going on at Hershey
at Hershey
Show.
in one of the rooms.
Groom Expo. Yeah.
And they said, so it was my very first grooming competition.
Mm-hmm. And
And they're like, so this is your first grooming competition. What do you think? I go, oh, I think there's a lot of empty trailer parks. And all of a sudden, they come banging on your door. And two people came and got us. And they're like, look at the floor, look at the floor. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then they take you in a room. And the other 11 contestants were in the room. And they kept telling us to look down, don't look at the other people. And we had this big meeting with the attorneys. And then after that and everything was signed, then we could talk.
oh God.
It was so weird.
I never asked you this.
No.
This is weird.
Oh, it was
So then they had to send you to like media training
after the show was over.
after the show is oh, that's interesting.
Because I finished in the top 4. So they needed somebody that was going to go to do the different media things. And so they sent us out to California. We went to the same people that did the retraining of, what's his name? Rob, the one that jumped on the couch and on Oprah.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
What's his
I was
name?
going to say Rob Lowe, but whatever. And so we actually went and we had to do training with them, and they asked questions. You know, you're never supposed to act like you're answering a question.
Oh,
You're always supposed to be like whatever the subject is, you're just supposed to talk about it, not like you're answering a question.
okay. So let's do it. Let's do it. Ask me a question, or let's
Okay.
do it in real life.
So tell us about how you started with the instruction of going to different groomers when you started your career.
I was working at the school, and it's not answering the
You're
question.
not answering the question.
So
You
I'm
have to-
just
you just have
telling
to
the story.
Tell the story.
Okay.
Like when you went, like for example, you could have said like, "Oh, I learned stuff from Jody Murphy with the Cockers when you went to her place. I think you went in New Jersey.
I did.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you went to different. You were going to different. So you would just kind of tell a story. Well, I went to one of the places I went was here, and so you kind of have to do. That's like you're never answering the question.
So this is kind of one little piece of how to act on camera.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so after the show, but before the show, when you had to go in front of camera,
They didn't give us any training.
nothing. So they
Nothing.
wanted it to be like natural.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And did they edit a lot?
Oh yeah. They totally edited a lot.
So,
They didn't
okay.
have Animal Planet's budget was not good.
Right.
Like they paid us $125 a day while we were there.
Oh my fucking God.
So, but they did feed us.
I never asked you that either.
It was 15 years ago, it was $125
A day.
So they would feed us, and the food was great.
No, I'm sure. Yeah.
But when there was a lot of us, they didn't have enough cameras. So we had to do interviews up until we would start filming at 8 in the morning. and not done until 2:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it was like an all
wow.
day.
For 125 a day.
What? Right.
But hey,
It was
it was a
great.
cool show.
I was
yeah.
on TV. I had a lot of kid fans more than anything.
I know you did.
It was the cutest thing. I'm at the airport. I'm making announcements, and just my normal announcements.
Working at the airport.
Working at the airport. We're gonna start boarding at this time. Blah blah blah. And this lady comes up and she goes, "I have to ask you a question. Is your name Bill?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I have 2 kids over there that are insisting that you're on a reality show called Groomer Has It." And I told them, "No, you work for an airline." Well, she was right. I said, "No, I'm Bill from Groomer Has It." And she goes, "Oh my God, these 2 kids, you would have thought that, they saw some major...
You were Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, like it was like I had to sign things for them. It was cute. It was cute,
Oh, yeah.
But the look on their face, their eyes were like, "Oh my God." They were just
That's
little
very
kids.
cool. Yeah. That's cool. So, so you had like interviews after the show for a long time after the winner was announced and everything?
No,
or was it like...
It was before it aired.
Oh,
So they were
before it
promoting
aired.
the
Okay,
show.
I'm all confused, man.
So they were
Okay.
promoting the show. So I did a thing with Joey Villani. We went.
Oh, that's right.
Remember? They sent a limo to my house, picked me up with
Wow.
Parker, one of my top show dogs, and took us down to
Closer?
Oh, sure. Is that good? Okay. So we went to.
So you have to put it on your balls and not your stomach.
Okay, got it. So we're at the Hotel Sofitel. Hotel Sofitel in Miami. They wined and dined us, and then the next day we went to this PBS station, and it was me, Joey, the dog, and we would go like, "Okay, you're live in Toledo," and we'd be on some morning show in Toledo, and then we were live in wherever, and we did that for like, I don't know, 3 hours.
Okay, so live in different places?
All over the country.
At different... okay. Oh, wow.
It was kind of cool.
It's cool, but I never knew that. That's why I'm like, okay. I'm going to ask all the questions I never asked.
And then I did, me and Cassandra, which was one of the contestants also, Cassandra Reed, we did a morning show that was on Fox at the time, Mike and somebody, whatever. And we went on and did actually live. It was super cool. We brought dogs and everything.
Cassandra still goes to the shows. And
I know. I talk to her every once in a while.
Yeah, I see
hit
her
up
all
on
the time.
Social media. Danielle lives down here now. She was.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, she lives in Delray, not far from me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So all these people that you were on the show with, you still in contact?
Here and there.
Okay.
I used to see him more when I would go to the grooming competitions, but Uber I haven't talked to in years.
Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear. not for any other reason, just haven't talked
Well,
to him.
15 years has passed and I could talk freely about it, right? Can I? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the show started, and of course, we didn't know anything about it. Me, Michael, no one, because you couldn't tell us.
Couldn't
and then
tell
the
you
show,
anything.
right?
Couldn't call
and
you.
then no, nothing. And then the show starts, and you're already home, and we're watching the episode where Pooh Bear. I love him to death, but I didn't know who the hell he is then. Pooh Bear goes up on camera and says, "This is for my grandfather," and I said, "Oh, he's winning it."
That's
You remember
it.
that?
I do. And I'm sitting there going, because of course I can't say anything.
I didn't even look at your face then.
No,
I
it was
like, "Oh,
episode 1. Grandfather, I'm
winning
doing this for you.
with the Spanish
With that
accent and
Spanish
everything." I'm like,
accent,
"Oh,
everything.
there he is, right there."
And she called it, and I'm sitting there going,
No,
I can't say anything.
God, that's like
nothing.
so strange.
There was one thing I won, one of the quick sniff challenge. That's what it was
I remember
called.
that.
And I thought that they were going to bring my mother and Michael out to the show or something. But it ended up that we did like a Zoom call instead because they just did that. But they had to send Michael paperwork and he had to sign everything
So
that he's
he
not
doesn't-
saying nothing to anybody, which, as you know, that's quite the task. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. So,
Yeah, there was a lot that went. They worked us to the bone.
I figured that much. I know.
The Basset Hound episode. Oh my God!
Did you guys know that they had to groom pigs on Groomer Has It?
Pigs? We had to do. There was a.
And then you were running with scissors. And
yeah.
it was
Oh, great! Now I'm running with scissors, and I'm with this girl who had a baby like 5 minutes ago.
yeah.
So it was like, it was a lot of fun, but really work. It wasn't.
Oh, I know it was work. Of course.
And then, they gave you, like, if you won a challenge, you would get something towards the next day grooming. So one day was shooting for each episode was the quick sniffs challenge. Then it was the grooming challenge the next day.
I remember. Yeah. Yeah.
So the one thing I won something, I can't remember if it was when I had to groom with the little kid with the model dog. Remember that?
Oh yes.
You know
the
how
kid.
much I love kids, right?
Yes.
this poor kid. And she had glasses. So we're sit down, got the model dog all combed out, which, by the way, I never groomed a fucking model dog before. And I'm going, how the hell am I supposed to teach? And then she goes, oh, I'm left-handed. I go, you're what? Wait, what? You're left-handed? And I'm like, there's Lisa. Lisa's left-handed. Lisa
Yes,
Levy's
she is,
left-handed.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, ooh, maybe I can run over and steal a pair of her scissors. But instead, she flipped the scissors around, and she ended up getting the best groomed
Yeah. Yeah.
pet
yeah,
dog.
Yeah.
So I got a quick sniff challenge. They took us, I think we went bowling,
Of course.
of course, my other
Yeah.
main hobby.
Yeah.
And we went bowling. I got to pick one other person. So it was me and Danielle went bowling and whatever. And then the next day they said, okay, you get 15-minute consult with the judge, with the celebrity guest judge.
Who was Joey was the and who else?
Karen, the veterinarian, and Santiago. Last name was Santiago. The other guy.
I don't know.
Xavier Santiago.
Oh, okay. No,
And
I don't.
Karen, and the veterinarian she was on a lot of things after. She was always like on those when Jonathan does that Dogs 101 on Animal Planet.
Yeah, I saw her on the Animal Planet.
blonde.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't remember her.
Anyhow, and then they had guest judges that came in, or guests, and one of them was Terry DiMarino, who I've known as long as I've known Michael.
I don't remember that.
So she came in.
Terry DiMarino.
Yes, she came
Okay.
in. She wasn't part of the show. She helped get the dogs.
No, yeah, in California. Yeah.
She was helping them get the dogs for the show. So she gives me these instructions on, what I can do. And I'm taking her hand and I'm putting it on the dog. And, of course, they're filming you and everything. These dogs were matted to the bone. And I said, so you think I'm looking at Terry, you think I'm getting a 0 comb through this? I couldn't have got a 10 blade through it. They were so bad. Oh my God. So here I am spraying it with every potion and lotion I could find, and I'm blasting it out. I spent the entire time dematting the dog and like 3 minutes doing the haircut, and they almost cut me from the show.
Yeah.
They were like, you're in the bottom. I'm like, huh, you guys gave me a matted dogs. All of the dogs were really bad.
Wow.
I mean, we didn't know from one day to the next what kind of dogs we were going to get. We had
Yeah.
no idea.
That's kind of challenging, I would say. It's just kind of,
It is.
it's gonna fuck around and find out
Oh,
the next
yeah.
day.
Yeah, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, wonder what fun's gonna be today.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, that's all that show was about.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
They didn't really, you know.
But I mean, I understand what you're saying. Nobody had really checked or whatever. And even though Joey was the judge and everything, nobody really checked. I get it.
Yeah,
It's a challenge.
It was a challenge.
Wait,
trust
I
me.
have to hold the microphone. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I just want you guys to check it out, even if it is 15 years old. And not a lot of people know about it anymore. Check it out.
Groomer
That
has
was
it
a-
season 1 and season 2.
It was only 2 years, but it was a lot of fun to watch.
It was fun to
wasn't-
do it.
On YouTube, no?
You can get clips on YouTube, but not. I don't think there's anywhere where it's actually in publication.
You have
'em.
it.
I have like 6 DVDs.
DVDs.
Well, originally, Marge, remember Marge
Yeah.
Castellacqua, a fellow miniature poodle breeder, she videotaped it on her VHR.
Oh my God.
And then I had to take her VHS tape and have him converted to DVD.
Okay. Well, maybe we can convert it to something and put it online so people can watch.
Yeah, I don't know what the legal thing would be about.
Oh,
that,
the
of
legal
course,
thing. Okay, you
know.
gotta watch. But so my other question about the show and the TV and the reality show and everything. You know, we're at Groom House have people that come on camera and teach, right?
Right.
And we all know that not everybody who can groom.
Is necessarily good in front of the camera.
Yes.
This was partially true on the show sometimes.
Right? Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what would you suggest? Is there anybody or anything that people can go and train on how to be on camera? Like I know you watched it at the show. Somebody's good, somebody's not so good.
Yeah.
And so is there anything that they
I'm
can do?
sure you could go to some kind of media training where they teach you all of this stuff. They
So
did
just
it.
Google it.
Yeah, look up media training. I'm sure there's something. Well, of course, there's stuff in California.
No, of course.
but
But Miami's
Miami's
probably
a lot of shooting and a lot of not shootings. I mean, you know, camera stuff.
Yeah.
So,
But what? No, there is a lot of shooting.
Well, that too.
Let's be real.
Real. right.
But like, what would you? My thought just went right out of my
Freaking head.
freaking head. Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so social. But oh yeah, that's the question. So you being on the show, looking at all these groomers.
yeah, and I'm looking at some of them going, I'm watching them groom. I'm like, they don't know how to groom. How did they
But
get
they're
on
good
the
on camera.
They were good on camera, but I'm like, I looked at their equipment. The only person that had the same, like, tons
Lisa.
of scissors, me and Lisa,
Yeah.
had tons of, you know, we had our stuff. And her and I would look at one another because I kind of knew her because Michael did the grooming competition, judging and stuff. So, and she knew who I was, you know, from showing dogs and miniature poodles and all of that. And we were like, we would, you know, we had to be careful because everywhere the house wasn't really a house. It was a sound stage. And that they made it look like a house. But there was, you were always on, somebody was always listening. So we'd be like, are you kidding me? And you know, or there'd be someone following us around while we were in the house at night after everything was done. So yeah, there was some that really weren't that good at groomers.
So what our goal at Groom House is to have those fabulous groomers with that neck for camera.
On the camera,
Right. So
yeah.
is that realistic? Like you've been in a situation.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It-
And
well,
some, I'll tell you what, there's a few instructors that do work for Groom House from time to time to teach.
Right.
And some are just naturals that don't probably need any training, and some are not. But they're all good groomers, right? Every good groomer cannot be
Necessarily good.
necessarily a good teacher is one, or a good person on camera is two. So do you think that whoever's natural already has to go through training as well?
Probably
not, right?
No. I would say no. I mean,
So get the good groomers and put them through training.
get them through some sort of training
Okay.
so that they can get rid of that fear.
Fear is
It's
what
the
it is.
fear
Yeah.
of being on camera. Or maybe they're just generally not outgoing people.
Maybe just shy person. Yeah.
You know, a lot of groomers like to groom because they don't want to deal with people.
Listen, let's just agree in general that groomers are a special bunch,
Oh, absolutely.
right? Me included, you included,
Oh, yeah.
everybody. So we're pretty special people.
Oh, yeah. And then add if you're a breeder on top of it.
Oh
then
God.
those
And the
dogs-
handler.
and a handler and the dog show world. Oh, it's totally separate from the grooming world. It's
Right.
another world in its own.
Yep. Well, you and I know all three aspects.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm looking at the dog people, let's say at the dog show, right? Like recently, there's this huge show, Westminster Dog Show in
Yeah.
New York. And one of our breed, representing our breed, miniature poodle,
Yes.
and a good friend and a
Kaz.
wonderful
Oh,
man.
lovely guy. Love
I love him to death. But not on camera.
What, like giving instruction?
Well, they were, it's Westminster Best in Show.
Right.
He has to go
Oh, he
on
had to go-
camera
oh,
right
he
away.
did all the talk shows. I missed all of those because I had to go to work
I
early.
think when he did the talk shows, he was already kind of trained a little bit and calmed down. I don't know for sure, but I think. But the first few interviews right after he won, oh my God. I
Well,
was
he was-
scared for him.
He looked like he was scared
Yes.
a little bit. But, I don't think he was expecting it.
No, he wasn't.
And-
He
and-
was
and-
shocked and everything. I get it.
So I think that aspect of it, but that being that kind of show, whereas if he wins Best at Show at some,
Yeah, nobody is doing all
no
this.
one's
Yeah,
interviewing
yeah.
him. I mean, you very rarely, even when we do the West Palm Beach shows, there's no real news coverage and no one cares
nothing.
that much.
But Westminster-
whole different story. He looked fantastic.
He looked
good.
great.
And-
But then it was like, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. And nothing to knock, cause he was wonderful and it was so natural and touchy and everything. But I'm talking about that aspect of being on camera.
Yeah.
And so that's an example where,
of how you can get well
Yeah.
that was like a live thing too, and unexpected and
we're live a lot
right.
at Groom House. So that's the thing.
That's what you have to
Yeah.
get these people
Yeah,
and
yeah,
maybe ahead of them coming, maybe.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe we should have a course.
Yeah.
On that.
I mean, a lot of it is just not paying attention to the cameras or not even thinking about it. You just got to get it all out of your head.
Right.
And just focus on what you're doing.
It's probably very difficult for people that are shy. So,
A introvert,
yeah.
sometimes, and sometimes, people are like yourself. You're not from the United States. You're from, and you have might even have a little language barrier sometimes with some of these people, like Kaz is Japanese and you are Ukrainian, but you do quite well. Your English is great and everything like that. But I'm just saying,
You're not gonna correct my accent right now,
Oh,
because you like doing it for 30 years every now and then.
every once in a while. What was that?
And then what do I say?
Yeah, well-
I'm gonna send you to Ukraine, put you in the middle of the street, and leave you there.
and leave you. That's it.
exactly.
Well, that was before this. The war.
No,
of course.
not right now. I'm not
No,
sending you
no,
there.
No, please.
No,
That
no.
would be really bad.
No.
Before it was you had me threatened with the no hot water.
Yeah, no hot
I'm
water.
sending
No,
you in the winter.
with
I'm
no hot
dropping
water
you off.
or heat. The heat.
No
There's
heat.
Sometimes there's no
like,
heat.
I'm like, no, I'm good. I won't say another word about
Yeah,
your
please
damn
don't.
accent.
All right.
You
Do
only-
we have anybody asking questions or want to talk?
I think there were just some comments about we should have a live screening here at Groom House for the Groomer
Oh.
DVDs, and we'll have a little touch.
We can do that
we can
if
do
it's
that.
legal. We don't
We'll
know
have
if
to
it's
find
legal.
out.
Yeah.
And a reunion party was mentioned.
Oh,
that would be
that's
fun.
a great idea. The
Yeah,
reunion
reunion of
show
the-
at Groom House would be great. Big round table with you guys
Oh, yeah.
for a reunion.
Well,
But we need to find out how to check the show out because it needs to be somewhere.
It does. And
I-
I don't know why Animal Planet doesn't have it like in syndication or something.
I would love to watch it again.
There was a lot of we had good sponsors and they had TV, they had ads for everything. So,
Right.
Like Subaru sponsored it because one of the prizes was winning a Subaru Forester.
I was just talking about it. The Subaru, right before you walked in.
Yeah, Subaru Forester. They give you the winner got a brand new one of those and a brand new mobile grooming van. I can't remember which company.
It was, I know which, it was not Hanvey.
No,
It was the other one. God,
Yeah, and
I'm so
let's see.
old, I don't remember.
Nature's Specialty shampoo was there.
Yeah.
We got all sorts of like merchandise from doing it as well as getting paid.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it isn't like if you Google it, you can't find it. You can only find like snippets of YouTube.
Yeah, that's strange.
It is strange. And the snippets of me are not good. Some of them are like some
They're
really
not?
weird face I'm making or
Oh,
one of the
God.
interviews that that was the other thing. You had to after everything, you would have to go to the story department and you would be interviewed. And sometimes they were interviewing you after you got kicked off the show.
Yeah.
So
I
you
guess
had to
I
go
could see that.
back and put on the shirt you had the day before.
Yeah.
And then give them another interview. Well, I tortured them for that. They didn't get a
It's
very
okay.
good-
They'll survive.
Yeah. But I did do it because I was under contract. I
Yeah.
had no choice.
Yeah.
But I led them to believe that I was already on a plane coming back to Florida because they gave me my badge back and I didn't need their plane ticket. I could just go on,
Oh,
list,
yeah,
list
yeah.
myself
Yeah.
and leave. And they knew that, so they're all nervous.
Of course.
But I showed up.
I know.
I was just having a
Well-
little fun.
Of course we always do.
Oh, yeah. Well, we weren't.
We always do. We working together at the shop. I think it
Oh,
was some of the best times at work I have
we
ever
had
had.
so much fun back when Sandra was there, and
Yeah.
we had a good. Remember when they were painting?
The painting, and we got high.
Oh my God, we were
Grooming.
we were high on paint fumes, and all of a sudden someone goes, "Did anyone do Schaefer Blue? The owner's coming in 30 minutes." Oh, nothing major. She was bathed and dry and ready. I said to Pina, we have 30 minutes to get the standard poodle, and it had quite a bit of hair, and we're high, like
We're
on-
so high.
on
like,
paint
it's
fumes.
just
And we're scissoring this dog. She's doing one side, I'm doing the other. And then when we got done with them, we're like, wow, that's pretty on
But
point.
you know what? If anybody ever was high on the paint fumes, it's like laughing gas.
We couldn't stop laughing. And I'm going, are you taking the tuck up? And we're just laughing over everything. it was a lot of
But
we
listen, you
had
always
fun.
have to have fun with whatever you do. Life is so freaking hard.
And
As
our
it
jobs
is,
are not
that
easy.
jobs are not easy, so you have to have fun.
We had a lot of fun.
Yes. So anyway,
Some of our grooming competition escapades. Oh, let's talk about when you had the H1N1 ride. Oh, that was adorable.
just a few minutes. Bill didn't have his license. We had 9 dogs that came from every little corner of Florida.
We stopped everywhere.
Yep, big, huge van. Atlanta Pet
couldn't reach-
Fair.
she couldn't
I couldn't
reach the
reach
pedals.
anything. And on the way back, turns out I have H1N1.
And she's dying.
I'm dying. My fever is about 104.
And we're dropping dogs off in
We're
the middle
dropping
of the
dogs,
night,
and I'm driving.
and she's driving. And how she wasn't dead the next day.
And he, all he had to do is pop some Advil in my
Advil.
mouth every
Here,
couple
here,
of.
Have some more. Here. Keep
You
doing-
never fucking got the H1N1.
I'm
I
in a
was
van
so
with her.
angry at you.
I think we slept in the same bed.
We did.
Everything the whole weekend because of course we're doing it on a budget. We're trying to save money,
Mm-hmm.
and I never got sick.
No.
I
I
don't know
was
how.
angry at you because
and
I
you-
was dead
You were dead
for
for
4
days
days.
at least.
Nobody even knew if I survived or not because I sent my son to my parents so he doesn't get it. He was little tiny one like this.
Yeah.
And I locked the door in my apartment and nobody heard from me for 4 days.
Yeah, because you were bad,
Yeah, it was bad.
and
But
then
anyway.
you broke all the trophies. Remember?
I
the
broke all
first-
the trophies and all the dogs went over on the
Over.
side.
It was a trip.
We
we'll
have
never-
lots of them. We can talk about it for hours,
Oh.
but
Remember when we had Ned, from Corey
Yeah, Ned the
Benedict
Springer,
and the
yes. Mm-hmm.
Springer Spaniel, which unbeknownst to me, this is a funny story. Okay. Someone had told me, make sure you're grooming not just poodles. So I said, I called Corey up. I said, can I borrow one of your Springers? I had not a clue how to do a show Springer.
I
I
know.
thought I was using a 7-blade. And we're
did
walking.
you really?
I did. I thought I was using a clipper. So we don't discuss this in advance. So I'm standing there as we're drying the dog. And, well, first of all, we're walking through the lobby and someone goes, that breeds Springers. They're like, is that Ned? I'm like, how did you know his name?
Well, he was a famous
It was
dog.
on top of it, it was like this top special. I have no clue. And I said to her, I go, so what blade am I doing? She goes, what? And I go, she goes, no, you have to card it. You have to hand pluck the skirt.
So to make the long story short, we go in the elevator, going from sixth floor to the bottom, and I give him instructions on how to groom a Springer Spaniel on that ride in the elevator.
And then we went right into the rings.
And he won the class.
And I
Yep.
won the class.
Yep.
Kind of surprising. And it was Sally Hawks was
Sally
the
Hawks,
judge.
the judge. Yeah,
And
yeah.
she looked at me and she gave me different looks, and I said to Pina, I said, oh, after we were done, I go, I must have blew it because she gave me these looks. She was just screwing with me.
Yeah. Sally, love her to death.
Love her to death. But
Yeah,
that was
well,
funny.
there was a lot of funny moments. Was it you sleeping on the towels with the dog
Oh yeah, they locked me out of the room.
outside the room?
Olga and Pina. I had boobs everywhere.
Yes.
And I go to groom my standard poodle, bathe it because I had a 2:30 a.m. tub time, and I'm like, this is not normal. And I finished at 5, and the door wouldn't open, and I'm sleeping with the dog on a bunch of wet towels
Outside in the
hall.
hallway by the door in the hotel. All right, well, we got to stop.
Oh no,
We have to
I know
stop.
the stories.
Because it's never going to end. Well, anyway, I want to thank you so much for coming. I had so much fun.
Yep.
We have
Oh,
questions.
we have questions.
Yes.
Was mentioned by Cassandra that she went to the head
Oh God. Thank you, Cassandra.
Thanks,
'Cause
Cassandra. Miss you, honey.
So she goes, I wonder if it matters if you share the episodes because they don't even have them.
Oh,
God.
it might not.
Somebody else said they thought they tried to hide it because the winner committed crimes.
That was season 1.
That's
Artist.
season 1.
Artist. Yes, there was.
He's probably still,
Still
in
in
jail.
jail.
Yeah.
also not a groomer.
I wanted to know real quick if you have any tips on what are the biggest mistakes groomers make when grooming a Bedlington.
Oh, oof.
Definitely. I think prepping the coat.
Well, starting with the coat.
You got to prep that coat.
That's a very difficult coat.
Oh, something that I never want to tackle, really. And
Right.
I wouldn't do it in the competition ring, just to
No,
be
it's a
honest.
difficult coat, but
That's-
a lot of people right now put some chalk in legs and pretty much the whole dog.
Because their hair
But
is...
the mistake would be their hair is linty, is the word. But the mistake would be the one, if I have to say one, is the slight rise over the loin most of the time is put in the wrong spot.
yeah.
So you really have to watch.
I'm not an expert on it. If a dog came in, you're getting it, not me.
So the rise over the loin should be just that, over the loin, and not in the middle of the dog. When you sometimes look at Bedlingtons, the roach is moved to like different directions, and sometimes it reminds you of a camel, which it shouldn't be happening. So always pay attention where the rise is.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most popular mistake that people do on the
when you
Bedlington.
went to learn how to do
From David Ramsey.
David
yeah.
Ramsey. Yep.
I took a private lesson from
You were
Bedlington
up there
God.
for almost a week.
Yes, every day.
You came home with a lot of knowledge.
Rest in peace, David.
Yes,
yeah.
rest in
yeah.
peace.
One last one. Any tips on how to get over the deer in the headlights thing from in front of a camera? In person, I'm fine, but as soon as I'm in front of a camera, I shut down.
Probably take away your eyes off the
don't-
camera.
Don't look at the camera. Don't pay attention to the camera.
Am I right?
Yeah, I like eventually, like say episode 1, everyone was very nervous, but we eventually all, because it was repetition, and we just didn't care anymore.
Right.
That the cameras were on you. Just try and be yourself as much as you can.
Right, but wouldn't you say, like, at first, if this is a live, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And somebody's grooming and talking at the same time, and deer in the headlights look when they look at the camera all the time, wouldn't you say it's a good idea to kind of look off the camera
Don't
for a
look
few minutes?
directly at the camera.
And then with time kind of go
just
back.
kind of get back
yep.
into your thing of grooming or whatever it is you're doing, and don't pay attention.
Yeah.
That's just the
And
main
I
thing.
would just say
and
to
kind
somebody.
of have a little talk with yourself mentally before you
Exactly.
go.
What's
And
going to happen?
There's
so I'm going to look in the camera.
Nothing's going to
Nothing's
happen
gonna
to you.
happen.
And there's editing. So if you do something, if you,
Oh, there. That's a good
you
point.
fuck something up,
Not the live, though.
not on live. Well, I probably shouldn't have swore either. It doesn't matter.
No, it's
Oh.
fine.
Okay. I didn't know the
But
rules.
no.
Okay.
It's fine. But yeah, so kind of here, there, until you actually feel okay with looking at the
Yes,
camera.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just like think about it before you're going, and it just kind of calm yourself down, and in your
Because,
head.
like, what are you nervous about? What's going to happen?
Nothing.
Right?
No.
That kind of talk
Exactly.
to yourself. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Anybody else, guys?
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Love
Absolutely.
you to
I love you
death.
too. Oh, God. Yeah. It's like a brother
Oh,
thing.
yes,
Brother,
total.
sister thing. And it was fun.
It was fun.
We should do it again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
we'll.
there's a lot more stories.
Oh, we've got stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Almost 25 years of stories. Thank you very much. And thank you guys for tuning in, listening to our bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Thank you.
there's some useful things that we talked about, and you know, there's a lot that's going on internet right now, and us being a platform, it's all online. So people, groomers, are not really actors.
We didn't have
it
have
was-
any of this
right.
back in the day. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So it was kind of, you know, a couple of useful things that we talked about: being in in front of the camera, being a groomer, not being comfortable. So I hope it helps. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great Sunday.
Have
Thank you,
Sunday
Bill.
fun day. Go Bills.
Go
I-
Bill. Oh, they're
I had
playing
to get
today.
them. No, they're not playing now. But you know, I'm
Bills.
diehard.
Go
Go
Bills.
Bills Mafia. Go Bills.
Bye, guys.
Bye.